Hi, stream.
Hi, stream.
Hi, Yearly.
Hi.
Hello, stream.
Hello, stream. Oh my god.
My
Excuse my coughing.
How you doing
Also,
today,
hello,
My
Stranger?
cough wheeze.
I'm eating a whole chicken, just in case you guys were wondering.
I love chicken.
Same.
It tastes good inside of me.
I really want chicken. Alright, so this is where we are. You guys are at the point number 5, in the southeastern corner of this map. You have just been talking with a man who claimed to be a Denoran, escaped from the prisons here, or rather this makeshift brig, and alongside his men, or rather you freed his men in exchange for him telling you where the man that you seek, Nathan Gier, would likely be. And he told you, shock and surprise, in the tower in the center of the area, in the keep. So you guys sort of, yeah, you just helped out the prisoners at least, and began heading towards the inner wall of the keep here.
I thought we were going to head towards the teleportation circle that he also told us about, weren't we?
Yeah, I was supposed to do something with it, if I remember correctly.
That's right.
Gave us the
He
key.
did mention that there was
that's right.
a way in that would bypass going through the gates and walls. So you guys were planning to head there?
Yep. Which is the big number 4, isn't it?
Yes, the big number 4 floating in the sky, above the northwestern point of the fortress.
I take it if we sort of circle around, so go basically anti-clockwise, I take it that'll probably have less fighting and resistance, more likely?
You mean clockwise?
That one rather.
Yeah.
Sorry, so you want to go clockwise
Across
down
the
through the
bottom.
south? All right. It may. There is still fighting throughout the city. So it's whether you want to go north to where your own forces are, or hope that the enemy forces around the southern edge are busy enough that you can get through without causing any disturbances or getting yourself into a fight.
We certainly can't go back the way we came because a flare was shut off there, and there's a lot of bad people. So that's not a great idea to go the other way.
There are also a lot of our troops there as well, though.
Yeah.
They're also bad people.
But also bad people, yeah.
However, there is the likelihood that you would just be shot by our forces. They would see people wearing the enemy uniform coming from the enemy side of the battle lines, walking towards them.
Oh, no, it's fine. They'll recognize us. Well, no.
You've got
Got
the
recognizable face.
the yellow name above your head that they'll recognize as friendly.
If you
So-
guys would like, I can... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh, no, it's fine. I was
No,
just
no.
gonna say,
I insist.
Oh, no. Go ahead and talk, man. It's cool.
Yeah, no.
No, I insist you both talk.
Same time.
If you guys would like, since I'm pretty sure I'm the stealthiest one in here, I can kind of scout ahead and see if there's much resistance up ahead and come back.
That sounds almost sensible.
It's very
What if you
practical.
don't come back? When should we charge in?
Then you'll know it's not safe.
Yeah,
And-
exactly.
We've got some
You just
Go
rough
the
want
other way.
He just wants the first opportunity to brown nose whoever he finds.
Yeah, enemy
gets murdered
forces
as well.
Yeah, I mean, if I find an enemy commander, I'll just turncoat. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Probably. You'd do anything for approval.
I would.
Just
yeah.
wait until we get back to our commander. You can tell him all about your genius plan of blowing up that door, and that was how our forces got in, and it was all you.
Oh man, that's a great idea.
The
Okay.
brownie points.
So
Come
Ryler
on,
is
let's go.
certainly feeling better about himself and this whole situation.
I'm
So
giving my ideas.
you guys going to go
Definitely.
south? Ryler, could I please get a stealth check in the tower? And
Absolutely.
anyone else that is going to scout separately from the rest, let me know. Otherwise, I'll have a group check from the rest of you. So everyone roll stealth in the tower. Ryla will be counted separately.
But will he be equal?
He is always equal. Thank you very much.
Separate but equal.
Same, but different.
My hands now smell like rotisserie chicken, even after washing them. Just thought you guys should know.
Oh, I'm so
Delicious.
jealous.
I actually really do want some chicken.
I would be okay if my hands smelled like chicken pretty much constantly. Everyone would love me. Even though no one does know.
I love you, buddy.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Chainmail basically gives you disadvantage, correct?
I don't think chainmail does it?
No, not in this one. I don't. There's no disadvantage in 4th edition.
Okay, I thought it was like a -2 or whatever.
There are
armor
penalties
check
for
penalties?
I think there's
hazards.
speed, but I don't know if stealth is for chainmail. Let me have a look.
I think heavier armor just gives you a flat skill check penalty.
See,
That's
but
how it
there
was
some
in like
cheap penalty.
3.5 and shit too.
Is chainmail considered heavy though?
There's a check of a -1 for having chainmail.
Oh,
There you go.
So I'll just consider a -1 for whoever's that was. That was that. Dimitri was.
Yes, Dimitri.
Oh, do you still have that armor page open? I'm
Yep.
wearing leather armor, so I don't know if that gives a cheek penalty.
I don't believe it does. I think leather's the roguing armor, but it is AC bonus +2. No negatives, so no penalty.
Right.
All right. So you guys start traveling around the southern area with Ryla sort of scouting ahead. Now, Ryla, you maybe put 50 to 100 feet or meters between you and the group scouting out ahead. But even from this distance, you can hear the whole lot of them smashing and crashing and whispering with voices like this to each other as they make their way through the town. They appear not to be hiding very well. You, however, you walk as light as ever, not really making any noise, not really making any sounds, but it only serves to magnify the group as they all collectively stumble through the area. You get around to sort of the southwestern point towards where number 3 is as you begin circling around, and you hear from up ahead, you catch first a small group of soldiers that appear to be making a sort of blockade on this road and intersection here. I've got a small arrow. You're still ahead of your group, but you know that it's only going to be a matter of moments before your group stumbles into earshot of this lot.
all right. I guess I'll move back a little bit and kind of signal them to stop. You know, like raise a hand and.
Do you
know,
see
the,
something?
The universal motion, or shut up and stop moving.
Okay, so you stop the group about there where the arrow is now, the circle is now there.
How dare
Where
you
the
pull
group-
the fingers at us?
And you sort of stop them from moving too far ahead and making too much noise. Yeah, what are you guys going to do?
Is it just like a platoon or just the small group?
At least maybe a dozen men up there from what you could hear.
Oof.
Can we go around to the south, maybe, and just yeah, that.
You certainly could try.
Seems reasonable.
Okay.
Like do like here and then yeah,
And then across there.
like something like that.
Okay, so you guys start going south and you start coming around. And as you get to the bottom of here, you catch that there is a patrol starting to walk down to this point as well. There's still the blockade, which you can all now clearly see from the bottom end of the road. But there's about 6 guys walking down the road with lanterns held that they seem to be checking out this area. It doesn't look like cutting up through there is going to be possible, but if you went a little further, You may also risk getting cut off depending which way this patrol goes.
And I'm sorry, where was that patrol?
They are walking just down from the blockade towards the intersection you find yourself in, where the arrow is now pointing.
I would assume we've all reload. Like, if in between our last combat, I would have reloaded. Yeah.
In between your last combat, you guys have had a short rest.
Okay.
So yes, everything should be reloaded.
And you said the pistols, they're like fired. They use fire gems, right? Something like that.
Yeah. So fire dust is the gunpowder of this world.
And I'm sorry, I keep forgetting all the stuff. How exactly can you activate it outside? Like, how would you go about just using fire or magic or?
So what are you trying to do? What are you wanting to do?
Well, I have 4 pistols, and I figure I could take one of them and maybe extract the dust or whatever and use it kind of as a distraction. Set up a little, basically firecracker, in one of these other areas away from us.
And what you're saying is we're going to burn the village down?
No, we're not gonna burn the village down.
That sounds like that's what I'm hearing.
So you can
small.
use some of the fire dust you use to load your firearm. Make a small pile, but it's not going to pop like a firecracker just by itself. It's the same with gunpowder. It'll just burn brightly and quickly for a second before despairing. You'd need like a container, or you'd need something like the amber that Aranis has that does explode violently.
Okay,
You're not getting any more of my amber, by the way. You fucked up last time.
that's fine.
You just blow the
I
shit
thought
out
that
of
was-
yourself with that, didn't you?
I thought it was Morsha that stuffed up with it last time.
No idea what you're talking about at all.
Oh, Aranis.
Several people have fucked up with my limited resources, but yes.
Does your simulacrum have like the strength to pull a trigger?
Yes.
All right. What if I set my gun down around one of these houses and just away from people, and you can use your simulacrum to pull the trigger while we're elsewhere, kind of distract them.
I suppose we could do that.
And it might, alert some other patrols that we might run into, and hopefully distract them as well.
All right. So you set up this little distraction. Not going to take too long. You're just really giving the simulacrum something to pull a trigger at. And then where are you guys going to go? Are you going to sort of move over to the side and set up the distraction back to the east, so they're sort of distracted back the way you're coming from now, or you move past? Is that? Am I following that right?
I think that would be a good idea. What about you guys?
Works for me.
All right. So you do so. You set it up, and could I please get a group stealth check again as you guys dart to the other side? You can do it with a +5 as the trap set up around the back of the houses, or rather the distraction lets off a loud bang, gathers the attention of this patrol, and you guys attempt to shoot past them, or better the words, run past them without getting their attention. All right. So you guys, as a group, managed to get over the road pretty quietly and quickly. Dimitri, you stumble for but a second, but you feel Ryla's hand on your back that pushes you forwards and out of sight of the path before you fall and make a fool of yourself. Otherwise, you guys are over.
That's more Scottish than.
In your panic, your
Close
accent
enough.
changes. But you guys wait for a moment to see if there's any shouts or footsteps following you, and it seems to be clear. You seem to have gotten over the road and away from the patrol as they start to check out that alleyway or behind where you came from. You continue traveling up towards Area 4 as you go, and as you're about where the arrow is now, just going to crest on this intersection, you see a flash of red-orange light illuminate that entire road from up ahead. The light seems to be high above, and as you get close to it, you see the light is actually a streak flashing through the air, and you hear what appears to be footsteps sprinting across the roofs of the houses. You hear shouts of dismay coming from the road ahead, a series of gunshots, and then some more shouting. And you hear one of your soldiers running. Sorry, you see one of your soldiers running from this road here, shouting, "The fire monster's coming!" It looks like your group has secured this part of the city, but there is something strange happening going on.
Oh boy.
As you guys peek around the corner to see what he's sort of yelling about and pointing towards, you see an entity leap from the roof and into the street, sprinting for the inner wall. The figure seems to resemble a cloud of smoke with a faint humanoid outline illuminated by a vivid orange glow. There's a couple of defenders on the wall, the inner wall, start firing arrows, and you hear an audible curse of pain from the smoky entity as one of the arrows seems to find its mark. He ducks behind a bit of debris on the street, about 80 foot from the wall, and he pulls out an orb that glows with a harsh white light, which pierces even the smoke shroud around this person. The whole street begins to shake. The ground you're on shaking rather violently, and you see bits of the building, or sort of the buildings you're around, shaking bits of their brick and roof free and falling onto the street. You have to sort of duck away from them to not be hit by wanton bits of debris. Cobblestones begin to shatter up from the ground, and iron spikes burst out of the ground and float, almost levitating just a couple inches off the surface. You hear some men crying out in shock, some of the other soldiers around, as the space near this humanoid, this figure, any soldiers that are within about 40 feet are grabbed seemingly by a huge tangle of jungle that springs up in this area. Up on the wall, you see the defenders that were shooting down scream and attempt to beat something off before the entire wall beneath them just turns to mist, along with the bottom half of one of the men. The other one had jumped free just in time, but now the ground is far, far lower than he expected, and he plummets to his death. In an area roughly 200 feet across, the landscape that was the fortress wall becomes a jungle landscape. Only in places with enough iron does the original landscape remain, while mostly in a few pockets, typically along the edges of this area, you see other landscapes flickering in and out of vision. There's a fiery rock slide, a swamp with yellow frogs, a beige bank of clouds, and you notice the edges of this sort of portal you're looking at are shrinking inward slowly. And you can guess that whatever wildly powerful magic this is will only last another minute or two before this whole area closes. On the other side of the terrain, you can make out the keep where you suspect the Duchess where the Duchess was holding Nathan Gier, and you see a huge tangle of brush around it. This smoky entity that's holding the orb that caused all this, or seemed to cause all this, runs forward through the temporary gap that's in the inner wall. It casually lashes out with a whip of flame, and you recognize this as what the others called, or what Riley recognized as, what's his name? Asbare Varal, the man who destroyed the boat in the harbour. A few defenders are lashed and burst into flame as they try to get in his path, but he brings them down and sprints onwards towards the keep. And the orb that he held in his hand just sort of remains in the center of this area, slowly fading. The effect will likely end soon.
Do we really want to go where he is going?
I do not think that would be a good idea.
If he's heading to the keep, that's kind of the direction we're going.
Duty compels us forward, but I would like you all to know that we are all doomed.
Noted.
It's not like he's going into this jungle. just to be clear. He's actually, can I get an Arcana check from anyone who's trained with Arcana, please?
Some are warden, which their powers are based off the primal nature.
Yeah.
Could I do a nature check on it?
Yes, you can. Okay, so Jack Slate rolled a 12, Orza rolled a 10, Morsha, you rolled garbage.
It does not seem like warden
Aranith,
magic.
you recognize this magic, not at this extent, but you've heard of a similar type of item called an immurement, which houses a sliver of another world within it, and this orb seems to fit that description. But it looks like, from what you know at least, the power of this immurement has greatly been magnified, and probably due to Axis Island, which has played havoc with a fair few things since you guys have arrived, such as the bit of the tunnel that collapsed when one bit of a world faded into existence. Your guys' brief transport to the swampy area. Whatever is going on with this island appears to have magnified this immurement, and this figure, this Azrabe, appears to have taken advantage of that to break into the inner fortress fairly easily.
I think we rushed to this teleportation circle.
Whichever it is, if you want to follow him through the small little portal that's rapidly shrinking, or if you want to stick to the original plan of the teleportation circle, it is up to you.
I mean,
I
if
think-
we need to get to something before him, we're not going to beat him to wherever he's going. We almost have to take the teleportation portal.
Which
I'd
one?
also not rather have him realize that we're following him and have him turn around and, wipe the floor with us. So I think teleportation circle.
Definitely.
The only thing is, he was obviously in a hurry, so I don't think he's just going to be standing there if we choose to use that one he left behind.
Yeah, but if we are following in his footsteps, as it were, that means we will not beat him to wherever he is going if it's important. Whereas the teleportation circle could empty out in front of his path.
I've put a vote in there. I'll just go with the majority. Tick, immurement, cross, circle. Okay, unanimously, almost. There's an extra thing there, and I don't know why. So you guys watch as after maybe 30 seconds, the sliver of world closes shut, reverting back to the wall that was once there, and seemingly taking those unfortunate enough to fall into it when it was created with it. You guys continue on as you start to hear the shouting and gunshots from within the wall continue to ring out as Azrabe most certainly fights his way into the castle itself, rather the fortress itself. And you guys continue up to the teleportation circle. Now, going to where this man told you, this Hissar Marsain, you find a small shack with its doors completely ripped off its hinges, and inside you can see the unmistakable teleportation circle runes and glyphs carved into the ground. There is a number of bodies laying around, and a splash of blood seems to obscure part of the circle where a man lies with his throat slit. These soldiers were Denoran soldiers, so these were the original island's inhabitants before the Duchess and her forces took over it.
How old are these bodies?
They look longer than a couple of days. Could be up to a week. The blood is dry. The bodies are fairly beginning to set in with the stink of decay.
Let's say a little prayer for them.
Okay. It's also
pray for you.
It's odd that they haven't been cleared up as well. They have not been looted. They have not been moved. They all seem to lay exactly where they left when they died. The blood pools around them. They've not been shifted in any way.
Is activating the teleportation portal going to take a while, or?
It is a ritual. It'll make, I think it's about up to 10 minutes. Let me have a look.
When you use a circle, I believe it drastically reduces the time for the casting, especially if your destination is another teleport circle. But that's from 5th edition, so I
Yeah.
don't know if it's the same.
And you said there's blood still pooled around them?
Yeah, so yeah, it's dried blood, definitely dried.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, so probably not a blood ritual then, maybe?
I think it's more likely that this could have been how they initially breached the keep, and so this could have been, when they first took over the place.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I
It's
thought
just
that guy did confirm that they did breach this way.
Yeah, that's what he, based on what Hisar had told you as well, that would fit. Based on what Hisar told you, that would fit what happened. These were either the guards guarding the circle or a force sent out when the attack originally happened that were very easily overcome. And the circle, if what he tells you is true, would have served as a way to bypass the inner wall.
I'll get started on the ritual while they got the way they do stuff. I got a 23 for my Arcana. It's usually involved in these things.
Okay.
And I'll just start clearing the bodies, just to be nice
Oh,
to the bodies.
this is from this rulebook, so I know it does apply. Any ritual, anyone, even people who aren't trained in Arcana, can roll to assist. A 10 or above adds a +2 to whichever check, and up to 4 people can assist.
Yeah. So with
So
teleports as well, it's an Arcana check, and
will
it just
help.
determines the duration that the portal remains open. The
Oh,
ritual
okay.
itself does take 10 minutes. Oh, that's to create a circle.
Oh, right.
I'm going to say that it only takes a minute to activate it. For the purposes of this, it'll take about a minute for you to do it, and successful checks, or based on your check, will determine how long or how much time you save. So if you guys want to help, roll a help check, or roll an Arcana check, sorry.
It's a
Why did
flat D20. Just
Is it a flat D20?
Flat D20, yeah.
Okay. And the DC is 10?
Is 10.
What? Is that
So
is that
10
aid?
or
Because I thought it
above.
was the skill itself, and it
No,
was...
it was from the ritual section of the rulebook.
I see.
Yeah.
Alright. Go
So
ahead
does
and
that
roll.
mean that Ryler can re-roll since he rolled like fucking garbage?
Well, who did the portal check?
Uranus.
I did the first one and I got a 23.
Okay, and then the help Morsha gives a bonus. Ryla takes away a bonus. Dimitri gives a bonus. Jack's like,
Rough.
so it
Not
takes
bad.
about 30 seconds for you to figure out exactly what to do and to get it done. With everyone helping you, the ritual is performed in about 30 to 35 seconds, so that the portal opens, and it seems like it's going to open for maybe 20 seconds before closing. So you guys can step on through if you like.
I encourage
Sweet.
Orzhov to go first,
I'll go first.
and then I'll follow him in.
And I'll
Alright.
follow behind them.
So you guys all step through, Orzhov first, and you find yourself, after a brief flash of placelessness,
I
feeling
start screaming.
feeling separate and
Oh,
whole
God,
at the
I'm
same
playing with
time.
fire.
Oh god, not again.
I'll just soil myself after teleportation. It
I
gets
just-
cleaned up anyway.
I'll just pop a squat right here and poop my pants after that teleportation.
Please no.
I just pet
I'm
the
right
amulet.
behind you.
I
You'll
got the
you'll
amulet.
poop on my robes.
I'll get cleaned up. Don't worry.
Where is this bloody thing? Here it is. Okay, so you guys find yourself. Apparently, the maze turned into a square on this map, and the tower did also.
Magical.
We're in Minecraft now.
Yeah, of course. Everything is cubicle. Rather than the wall outside, you find yourself right. Let me put you on the map.
How large is
Aranus,
this?
you find yourself here. Ryla, you find yourself here. Jack Slate, you find yourself here. Orzov, you find yourself here.
Oh boy.
Dimitri here. And Morsha, you find yourself right there. Each of you
Well,
shake the feeling of teleportation off and find
so-
yourself separated from the group in a maze. Obviously, it's not a challenging maze, but
How do I figure this out?
you do see where those flames are on the map as well. You do see smoke rising. This you can sort of consider that corner as where Azra Bay ran through to the tower. Obviously, the dimension I can't really change based on which way you come at the tower. So just immersion, I guess.
Emerge.
How impenetrable is the hedge? Is it something we could sort of hack or sort of squeeze our way through?
They seem absolutely impassable. They are incredibly thick, and if you try to sort of pull at them or hack at them, they withstand any sort of, or not withstand, but seem to fend you off, if it were. Where you go for a light branch and to hack at with a weapon, you suddenly find a heavy branch. You can move into it, but it will cost 4 times movement to try and move through these hedges. And an athletics check.
I was going to ask, but descriptions were occurring. How tall is the hedge?
The hedge is about 8 foot tall, so it's just over, or a couple of feet over head height for a normal person.
So it really isn't that high.
No.
I imagine that that's the athletics check we're making, is just climbing over it.
No, you can climb it. It's a different.
I'm sure you're gonna like wave a hand up to like over here.
It is a check. You can climb them. In fact, it is easier to climb them based on how solid and sturdy they are. It would probably be easier to go over the top and then through.
Yeah.
I have a jump speed, so I'm just gonna yeah.
Hex.
I imagine Dimitri can look up and realize that he's basically right at the tower, so I guess he'll probably just climb up here and work out which way to go.
Okay, so Dimitri, as you look up, before you actually climb onto there, you look up and you see the tower, but you're also rather shocked as you look up and see a strange man peering directly at your face. He's sort of squatting on the bush, looking at you rather inquisitively, and as you look up and you get a start from seeing him, he obviously gets a start from you and leaps over top of your head to the bush behind you, whacking you in the head as he goes past with his staff. Not painfully, it doesn't cause any damage, but sort of like a Rafiki hutuk as he dodges down the bushes out of sight.
That's a bit strange.
That was weird. I guess if he's gone, I guess I'll then resume my original plan.
Okay.
Can I run down to Morsha and start climbing there?
Alright, so you start heading down, you hear the others. Aranus, did you climb over that, sorry?
I have a jump speed, so I just
Oh,
hop
nice.
over it.
Cool. You just leap over with great ease. Orzov, you gonna climb to Morsha or to
Yep,
Aranus?
I'm gonna climb to Morsha.
Okay, just an athletics check. DC 12, please. You start climbing, but the branches seem to cling to your clothes and impede your travel as you...
Who is this, Orzov?
Yeah, Orzov fails to get up the side of the bush.
Can I see him and try and help him out, maybe? Like hand him my staff
You can
or something?
hear him. You're currently over the wall rather than on top of the wall, but you do hear him fall, and then you hear what sounds like footsteps on leaves. As could I get everyone to roll initiative, please? It's Orzov, you're knocked prone by failing to climb up their wall. and you
Um,
see a strange figure bearing down on you whilst you lay on your back.
This is your last chance, dice.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to, in my turn, attempt to also get towards the center, however
Okay.
this occurred.
So you could probably
So-
move. Well, do you want to go in a straight line, or do you want to follow the path towards more of the middle?
Have a look at my result. I don't think I move
you-
anywhere.
You also attempt to climb and fall on your bottom. Okay, let me check that on there.
Dimitri does as well.
Oh dear, you're all very good at climbing. So that's Jack Slate, Dimitri, and
I'm a
Orzov.
wizard, man.
Begin combat prone. Or rather, begin the encounter prone. Let me go to here. So he's going to have a surprise round on Orzov, and then we'll go to initiative. So he leaps down onto you as you're there, and he sort of, "What are you doing in me bushes?" And goes to whack you.
Trying to be one with nature.
He says, "Ha! Well, you're surrounded by nature!" And you see, as he sort of goes to slam his stick down, he doesn't hit you, he hits right next to you, and claws made of bramble and thorn just burst out of the ground and burst out of the trees around you, and reach out in an attempt to grab you. Ooh. But you manage to dodge out of the way of the most of them, and they don't seem to get a hold of you. You scramble away from these branches enough. God damn, what a garbage roll. Alright, Jack Slate,
Also-
you have fallen on your ass, and you hear some shouting coming from through the labyrinth.
I stand up and
Okay.
do that.
Alright, so
Also,
you're now
wow, look
standing.
at those initiative rolls.
I know, that is some hot garbage.
Yeah, I rolled like fucking shit.
Everyone did.
Oh, I'm not too far off now.
Hey, a couple of
Yeah,
people still
my
beat
+7
this guy.
initiative. It's
Yeah.
pretty dope. Got a 10.
It's pretty nice. Alright, so you can, if you want to move now, you can downgrade your standard action to a move action and your move action to a minor. So you can sort of downgrade there. So you can stand with a move and then take your standard to move again if you like.
Oh, then I would like to make another attempt to climb another athletics check.
Alrighty, perfect. Roll another athletics check. So you're just going to go straight line towards the center?
Yes, but didn't do so hot in the roll.
Oh, you fail again. Yep.
Yes.
And you fall back down prone.
Jesus.
You think you would have learned by now. It's only DC 12. It's not even difficult. Holy shit. All right, Ryla, you're hearing people sort of struggling with bushes all around. You hear fire burning down to the south of you, and you hear shouting coming from the west, just on the other side of the tower. What are you doing?
If I try to do a running start, can I make an acrobatics check to see if I can like flip over the hedge here? Maybe.
Flip over the hedge?
Yeah, like jump.
I mean-
I'm gonna jump over an 8-foot hedge.
It's a
Yes,
it's a pretty
absolutely.
No, that's
Yeah.
no.
I'm an elf. We're naturally jumpy.
Even
Yes.
if you have 2 squares of a running start, you make a athletics check and divide the result by 5, and that is how many feet you jump.
So you need to be able to roll a 40 to jump that.
Oh, easy.
Excellent.
Yeah,
That's
so
easy.
It's probably an issue.
All right, I'll just move over and try and climb over this fucking hedge.
Okay, roll an athletics check. I know you just want to use acrobatics, Ryla.
I do just want to use acrobatics. Yes, thank you very much.
It's different.
Fucking hell.
You know what? Even with an acrobatics, that wouldn't have been a 12.
Ah.
We cannot climb.
This is just like some sort of slapstick comedy sketch.
It so
That's
is.
what I was thinking.
Holy shit.
We are the
think-
B team. for a
Jesus
reason.
I
Christ.
think
You hear the Benny Hill
Uranus.
theme go in the background?
I think Uranus is like a reincarnation of Pargon. He's just surrounded by
Surrounded by idiots.
a bunch of fucking idiots
Hey man, what
bumbling
are you
around.
saying?
You're all idiots.
You're a bunch of you're
Doing the
getting
best
your
I
ass
can.
kicked. You're getting your ass kicked by a hedge.
I don't-
BLA competent.
I'm not a strong person, all right? Okay, I'm not a strong person.
You
That's why you just get a jump speed like me.
Orzhov, you see Gilly-Doo lift his stick, peer down at you, and seem confused as to why you're not being torn apart by thorns and brambles. And then you see him look over to the smoke. He says, "What kind of scoundrels burns a man's home?" And he leaps onto the bushes and leaps over the top of the
He
next
can
one.
jump 8 feet.
And he moves his speed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across the top of the hedges. But as he does so, you do notice the claws of Bramble and Thorn reach out once again, so he can use his brambles as part of this action. So as he moves away, the brambles again try to get you. Oh, that's better. That's better.
Also,
No.
do they get opportunity attacks on him?
He's prone currently. So you take 10 points of damage and are restrained with an escape DC of 12 as the bushes rip into you and finally get a hold of you this time. And
Does
Have
being
it be-
prone actually stop you from making an opportunity attack?
pretty sure it does. Lie down.
I know in other systems it didn't, but
Oh no,
Yeah.
sorry, it's just a -2 to attack rolls for it, and you grant combat advantage.
Yeah, so you'd like sweep it as Achilles.
Yeah.
tendon sort of
So
thing.
you can get a opportunity attack.
Why not?
Yes, it will automatically do it because you have got the prone effect on you.
Sick. Amazing.
Oh boy, this is going well.
This is superb. All right, so he moves his distance away towards the fire. Orzhov, your turn.
Oh no, let's not go through the portal. Let's take the haunted circle. That's a great idea.
I mean it's the only idea that could have possibly ended up in our benefit. So
I mean,
Yep.
Except
It's
for
not
the
our
fact that
fault.
there's.
they have a bad teleportation circle that splits everyone up.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's a blazing path directly through here. So I mean, just you know.
well,
That's
I
all.
guess
we would
I'd
have to
try to
run
find
after
out.
that. We would have to ran after the guy who's clearly much faster than us. So
We're not
Just
trying to
saying.
catch up to him. We
we have to have.
You're trying to get ahead of him, in fact, to
Yeah.
stop him from killing the man you're trying to save.
Well, yeah.
I'll just try to break out of these restraints.
Okay, go for it. Roll an escape. So acrobatics or athletics.
Hey, if you want to use acrobatics, just get restrained there, Rylar.
That's slightly better.
All right, that's enough. You managed to break free of the brambles. It is your standard action. You can stand
So-
up.
I'll use my move to stand up.
Okay.
I'll use my free action to nature's wrath the bramble bushes just for fun. So that I can use nature too.
Okay. So you show them bushes what's what. So you mark the bushes.
Yes,
Fantastic.
I show them nature's wrath.
Mark the bushes, that's like peeing on them, right?
Yes. He pees on the bushes. Nature's
That-
wrath. Take that, nature. Okay. Morji, your turn.
Did I see this dude?
Yes, you would definitely have seen him leaping atop of the bushes. You would have heard him shouting at Orzhov very easily, and then you've seen him, and he is still atop the bush that is directly south of you. So you still see him now.
Hello? I'm wondering who you are and where you're going?
He sort of barely turns and shouts back, "I'm Gilly-Doo and this is my home!"
Oh, you were really
What
echoey.
was
What did
that?
he
Yeah,
say?
that was that.
Yeah.
He said, "I am Gilly-Doo and this is my home."
Well, it is looking like your home is on fire. Have you seen what was he? He was an Eladrin. No, a Fae.
It was like an Eladrin-looking person.
An Eladrin. Have you been seeing a Eladrin-looking person with a fiery whip? Yes? No?
He calls back, "You mean the man who set my bushes on fire? Your friend!" And then he is out of earshot by this point. Or like he's moving too far away to converse anymore.
Okay. I'll just wander over to the door of this tower then.
Okay. So
Wondering where all
you're
your
happy just to
friends
move
are.
on?
It's like, well,
All right. Well, that guy's got things on his mind, obviously.
pretty much.
Okay. That is your turn. Uranus, your turn.
How tall is this wall to the left of me or right of me?
It's about
left
it's
of
just
me?
yeah, I know which one. It's about 6 foot, so it's just a few feet shorter than the bushes themselves, but
All right,
still
I'll hop
quite
up
tall.
on it and offer Orzov my staff to help him over for next time.
Okay, so you're going to aid him.
Yep.
Oh, also, I had a quick check of those rules for assisting with the ritual. It just says you make a skill check, so I don't think it's
It
a
is.
flat D20. I think
It
it's
is the skill. Yeah, because the DC
Yeah.
for aiding and helping goes up by half your level. It's DC plus half your level, so it would be odd that it wouldn't do that for rituals as well. That's why I feel. So that's fine. It would be 10 anyway at the moment. Everyone would have just got their Arcana
their
bonus.
bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just for future reference.
All right, so you go to help him up. Go ahead and make a athletics check to help him.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh boy.
That just makes me go over, right?
So that means you get a +2 to the next time you try to climb. Orzov.
Surely he just lifts me up and chucks me over with that.
I mean, I'm a scrawny little wizard, so I
Yeah.
don't think I have 10 strength, so I don't think that's happening, buddy.
Okay, Dimitri, your turn. You're currently laying on your back, and you can hear this strange person bounding from the bushes to the left again. And you would probably be able to see him because you've got, you're looking up from your back right now.
Guess I'm gonna, get up, rub my sore backside, go, oh, and then I'm gonna try. I try to climb again.
Okay, so you start to climb up again. Roll me an athletics check.
I like Dave's Russian accent.
It is the best.
Great.
Athletics. There is
You have to you have to say suka a lot though.
Suka, yeah.
Yes.
Oh dear.
It's amazing, isn't it?
I'm going to give you a phonetic list of a whole bunch of Russian curses. So you can start swearing when this happens repeatedly.
Gautam.
So you fall. I'm not even going to remove prone because it's going back on you. You fall again on your bottom. And just in time to see Gilly 2 preparing to leap over where you lay. Jack Slate, still on your behind as well. Are you determined to get over this bush, or are you going to find another way?
Oh yeah.
By the time you guys make it over, you'll be able to just walk through the maze.
I'd already rolled it while the rest of the turn was happening, and
Oh,
I was
nice.
sitting there.
Perfect. All right, so
yeah,
you
I
you
stand
leap.
up, and apparently I make my check.
Awesome. So you get to the top. So you find yourself standing on these bushes. Now, these bushes that were fighting you off as you climb don't seem to be making it easy while you're up there as well. Are you going to move along them, or are you just going to sort of drop down and continue in a straight line? Are you doing A to B, or are you going to walk along the top?
Straight line.
Okay.
Do
So-
I have to make an athletics check to see if I can jump between the hedges?
Do you want to jump to the next one? That'll be an acrobatics check.
I shall attempt to.
Okay. It normally would be an athletics
Sure,
for the jump,
rooftop.
but for the nature of these bushes, this is a specific acrobatics check. So go ahead and roll acrobatics.
Or if you do a flip.
That's
Unfortunately, you try to leap, but as you do, the bush you're standing on seems to have wrapped a tendril of vines or something around your foot, catching you barely 2 foot into your jump, and you swing face first down into the ground, taking 1d6 fall damage and hanging restrained from above the tree.
What if this has TKPs us?
So you take 4 points.
Don't worry, guys. I'll go get the tiefling and save the world. You keep doing whatever it is you're doing.
Edge. Oh my
This
god.
hedge is kicking our ass.
Kicking your
Damage on the
guys'
wrong person.
ass.
There we go. So around so here we back up. So you are now restrained. I'll remove the prone because you're not prone. You're hanging upside down, but you are restrained by this branch dangling from the bushes as whatever wrapped around your leg does not want to let go. Sort of like a bungee jump that just was maybe 2 foot too long. Your face smashes into the ground, dealing 4 points of
Oh
damage.
my, that would hurt so
It
fucking
would
much.
so fucking hurt.
Yeah.
He'd kill you.
Alright, Riley, your turn.
It's just
Oh,
Come on, Ryla.
Go the bushes!
I guess I wouldn't. I'm not sure. Could I tell if the bushes that are on fire down there are open?
No, so there's sort of smoke. You don't know how much they're burning through, but it's actually, like, the area does seem to be growing. So you would imagine just on how fire and bushes work, there will be parts of it that are burning free, but it is a large wall of fire to get there. It's sort of
Okay.
obviously about that wide at the moment.
Oh, god damn it. Gonna try and climb the fucking bush again.
Okay.
I'll give him my inspiration thing.
Jesus, it's coming to this.
I'm gonna stand up and could you take prone off, please? Thank you very
Yes,
much.
I'll take prone off. And you can roll 2 times and pick the highest from this.
Oh my god,
boy.
you're so fucking generous.
Well, I mean, you just gave him your inspiration, yeah?
Well, I thought it was
I
a
don't
D6.
need it. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Well,
Did we do a decent? I don't. No, I'm sure we did the pick 2 for
yeah,
anything
no,
that's
you're
not an
right.
attack.
Advantage on
Yeah.
combat. That's right.
Keep your advantage, buddy. I
Well, that'll be
appreciate
enough.
it.
So you don't need to roll again. That you scale up the bushes. It's fighting you tooth and nail or stick and twig, but you manage to get to the top of it, and you do see it is still trying to wrap itself around your feet and shoes as you stand atop it. Are you just
Can
gonna hop down the other side?
Yep.
Okay. You hop down the other side. Roll me
Not
an
gonna try and
acrobatics
use your
check.
Acrobatics to jump to the next one.
Roll me an
Oh.
acrobatics check, please.
Okay, sure, why not? Cool.
You just manage to pull yourself free, dodging the little vines and sticks that are flipping out at you as you leap off the top onto the ground below, and you land safely.
Sweet.
You met the DC.
Oh Jesus!
It's 19.
It is 19 if you're walking
Oh,
atop it.
Whoa!
It is a DC 19 acrobatics check.
Well, that's okay. I
Oh.
just have to roll a 10 or better.
Yeah. All right.
This hedge is way better at the game than we
Yeah, this is a friggin' hell of a hedge. I ended my turn.
Right. Don't know if he's there.
Spy.
Yeah,
He's
I
a little
imagine real life is interfering.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm back. So this guy leaps down. And as he runs past Dimitri, he says, "You bunch of assholes! Look at this fire burn!" And you feel the bushes and bristles run out, or sort of whip out towards you as well. Though,
I say that not us. We do not want to. Yeah, no, not us.
so you plead with him, but he's fixated on the fire, and sort of these bushes are just, as he runs past them, they're whipping out at whatever isn't him and attacking. And the claws do come out at you. Manage a hit and deal 8 points of damage. And as he goes past you as well, he seems to do like an acrobatic trick where he leaps off of the bush that he is standing on when he's here, pole vaults on you with his staff, and onto the bush behind.
Oh,
And as he does, he says, "Have at thee!" Goof! The stick lands on you. Hitting?
Jeez.
He did nearly roll a 20 though.
Yep. It was nearly a 1 because it rolled onto the 1 and then rolled back onto the 19. So he deals 13 points of damage. And
God damn.
as he sort of flicks away from you, you feel yourself shoved backwards somehow, and you are pushed into the bushes.
Shut your back out.
So you're restrained, the bushes are tearing into you, and he has leapt off, scooched you into the trees, which sort of made way for the shove, and then they closed around over you again. And then that is his turn.
Dave.
I guess I'll try to jump over.
Okay.
Or
Get your
climb
plus
over,
two.
I should say.
Get that +2, buddy.
I was about to write -2 because I'm a retard.
Hey,
That was a good roll.
No.
Hey!
Okay, so you get up on top this time, up next to you and Uranus.
I just climb back down.
Okay, acrobatics check, please, as the bushes continue to try
I'm
to...
not trying to jump off.
No, it's an acrobatics check to get off,
Shit.
to move from a square that is the top of the hedges.
Can I give him my inspiration?
Certainly can.
Can
Please,
I
my
assist him
inspiration.
even if it's not my turn, or?
You've already done your assist this round, so you would have to wait till your next turn before you want to assist him again.
Okay.
I think I might need that inspiration.
Yep,
Awesome.
roll your second one.
Can we get one of those?
It's weird. Okay. So, Uranus,
That's
you see
perception.
Orzov scruff to the top. Thank you for pulling him up with your stick, and then proceed to fall face first. Thankfully, there's a wall just below him, but he does... Yeah, he slams into the top of the wall for 2 points of damage, and you see that the vines have restrained his feet.
What's the challenge rating of this hedge?
20.
You don't want to know.
It's stronger than a
Massive.
Tarrasque. It's the
Even-
Tarrasque, like,
Even with
It's
this,
tougher
even
than
without-
3 hags.
All right.
even without this guy
More
on
shot.
it,
You're inside now? Okay, so
Sure.
I'm going to
Yeah.
move you to a new map.
Later, guys.
Thanks, man.
peace.
I literally can't get to anyone. The only person nearby was Uranus, and so
I would have imagined that you would have stayed with them. Try to
I
group up.
appear to not be able to... Ah. That's why. So, the first 2 levels of this tower are just basically staircases leading up. So you can spend your turn running up the staircases if you just want to keep going.
it's just staircase.
Yeah.
I'll stick my head back out.
Oh, okay. Then I'll put you back on this map.
I was just double checking to make sure there was no soldiers about to bum rush us.
Not inside, no.
We're trying to fight a hedge.
There is
Does-
also the guy who's probably murdered everyone between him and his objective.
Didn't murder me.
It's true. All right,
The
so
hedge is
you
doing
pop
that.
your head
Right
back out.
sorry.
You can see Uranus and Orzov struggling. Well, you see Orzov struggling, Uranus next to him. Uranus hasn't had a chance to struggle yet.
Do I even have
Uranus
anything
is
that
face palming.
I'm joining you there, Uranus.
That-
You do
that
hear
medallion.
a angry Russian accent, or an angry dwarven accent rather, to the south of you, struggling amongst some bushes.
I guess I'll head south then.
Okay.
To
And
the voice.
you can see very faintly through the thick bushes Dimitri's form struggling against the branches.
Because this is a plant, right?
Yes.
Is this an evergreen bush, or is it a deciduous, or what? What kind of shrubbery are we talking here?
It's
Backstory.
it's a shrubbery, Jeffrey. It's a shrubbery. It's a magic shrubbery.
So
Most shrubs are evergreen.
most
Yeah.
shrubs tend to die in a very harsh frost, right?
Yes.
Can I just Wrath of Winter the shrub that Dimitri's caught in to turn it into?
Oh no.
You would hit him as well.
You certainly would.
Also, frost. Yeah, they kill trees. They don't tend to do it right away, however.
Yeah.
However,
Actually, Winter spirits surround your enemy, ripping into it with spectral fangs and claws, calling your spirit companion to join the fray. Cold damage. Yeah, I'll let you spend that to
Yeah, and because it's spirits, I could do it without hitting Dimitri, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's not
Just a blast of
fire.
cold. No. Yeah, no, I'm happy with that. You can cast it on the bushes.
Just
I think this is the hardest battle we've had so far.
I was gonna say. Also, you can imagine it like liquid nitrogen sort of thing. Like you're going to make
I
it
don't know what the
brittle.
fort save of the bushes.
The bush isn't that fortitude. So the bush, roll damage on it. You manage to tear up the bushes around Dimitri, though very rapidly you can see the bush sort of regrowing to fill this space. So Dimitri might want to get out of there pretty quick, smart.
Is the creature bloodied now? Is the bush bloodied now?
The bush is dead where you killed it.
Excellent.
Okay. It will not give you any perk that procs from bloodied, however. All right, that is your turn. Aranis, are you wanting to move?
Well, I'm on top of the stone wall. I'm not on top of the hedge, so that's fine, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good. So, how many vines are like restricting him?
Well, I mean, it's a couple of vines around his feet, but it'll be an action to try and break him free if you want.
Can I use not burning hands? Holy shit, scorching burst maybe, and just.
Let me have a look.
I guess it's area burst.
Area
one,
burst 1
so
within
I'd
10.
probably catch.
You'll still catch Orzhov, yeah. It'll explode that bush. It'll work, and it's not too damaging.
No, I'll just use
little bit
my
damaging.
staff to like kind of knock shit away and draw my sword and hack at him and just help him out.
Okay,
Take
roll in
that.
athletics or an acrobatics to try and break him free. Or yeah, you can either do a check yourself to break his restraint, or do an aid. So roll your athletics, acrobatics, DC 10 plus 1, and help him.
I'll just try and aid him with acrobatics, I guess.
Okay.
Well, I guess I should have said if I have to use athletics to help him with athletics, or.
Well, the DC for breaking is harder than the DC for helping, but helping will give him a -1 if you fail. So
I mean, does it have to be the specific skill that
it
he's
does.
going to use?
It has to be the skill you're going to help him with. Yeah.
Oh, okay, well then.
To be
This
honest,
one then.
To be honest, it's much better to take 2 chances to get somebody out, like you rolling to try and free him.
Thanks, Aranis.
Potentially do his skill check.
All right. So you athletically help him, or are you athletically
Yeah.
trying to break him out?
I guess I'll fuck. I'll use athletics to try and just break him out because he's right.
Okay.
It's,
Yep. So you whack away the vines, and he sort of pulls himself free. You're now both perched precariously on the top of the wall, but are no longer restrained. Or he is no longer restrained, rather.
And then I'll just kind of hop down and head in this general direction.
Okay. Dimitri. Yeah, the bushes are frosted away, and you
Is
see
he still restrained?
he is not restrained. The bushes are away, but you can see them rapidly trying to close back in on you again. You are still prone, however.
I guess I sort of try and sort of roll out of the bushes. Go, and yeah, so I take it like I can't just go climb straight up. I'll probably have to go out first.
You can crawl out, like you can crawl out being prone. That's fine. So what are you wanting to do now? Are you wanting to like go back through it, or?
Then I was gonna try and well, for a start, you said okay. Did you say like if we don't attack or whatever, it's like our standard gets downgraded to a minor, and does the minor get downgraded to a free?
No, so you can downgrade any action in this order. I'll put in the.
You can take any rank of action and downgrade it to any action that is below
Yep.
it.
Right.
And there's
so,
no limit on free actions per turn.
Yep.
It's sort of like
So-
a don't be silly, you stop opening 10,000 doors kind of free actions.
Yep. Okay. So basically, I've got due to Dwarven Resilience, I can use Second Wind as a minor. So can I downgrade that to a free?
You don't need to because there's no limit on free actions.
Yeah. But what I'm saying though is, can I use second wind as a free action instead of a minor?
No, so what it means is you can downgrade a standard to a minor to get another minor action. You can't downgrade an action that is a standard action to use something else. If that makes sense. So
Okay.
if second wind costs a minor, it still costs a minor, but you can use your standard action to perform it or your move action to perform it.
Oh, wait, you
Okay.
can
Downgrading instead of upgrading.
wait, you can change a move to a minor?
Yes.
That's amazing. I thought it
Minor.
was only standard that you were able to
Nope.
downgrade.
Standard can go to move or minor, move can go to minor.
That's fantastic.
It's like a ladder.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I guess first up, I'm going to use my second wind.
Okay. So you pull yourself out of the bushes and heal yourself somewhat, sort of gather your wits. You see Gilly Doo still leaping over the bushes away from you. He's done with you, if it will.
All right. And so seeing that he's saying that he's not going to give me any more punishment, I'm going to sort of gingerly get up. And can I start trying to climb in this turn, or do I need to wait another round?
So you've already used your move action to crawl out of the bush.
Okay. So, but I've only used that and a minor, so I should be able to use a standard for another move.
Yes, so you can stand up with your standard action if you like.
Oh, right, because that's right, because standing up's a full action too, isn't it?
It is in this one.
So I'll get up and brush myself on and feel a little sorry for myself.
Alright. Okay.
It's
The
brutal.
start of this round, the fire begins to spread.
Fantastic.
Shit.
Fuck this hedge. It can burn to the ground, and I'll be much happier for it.
You guys are in amongst the hedge.
Don't care.
And haven't been able to get out yet.
Still don't care. Knowing that it's going to burn into cinders is all I need right now.
Fair enough. Alright, Jack Slate, you're
Uh,
currently restrained,
gonna
hanging from
ask.
your feet.
I was going to ask for the inspiration.
Yeah, go ahead. You can take mine.
Attempt to break free. Is it athletics or acrobatics?
Yeah, either or.
Okay. I'll attempt to use acrobatics.
Okay. Is that the higher of the two rolls?
I'm doing both of them. That is, however.
Okay. So, you manage to break free from the vine, plopping you on the ground below, but no longer entangled by it, so you are in that bit there.
And still not learning my lesson.
Gonna try and climb the next bush.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other athletics.
Yes.
Death by shrubbery.
Well, I mean,
He's
it kinda
got
has to
he's
now,
got two more
That's
between. Yeah, he's like halfway between them.
because he moved far away from getting there by running.
I succeeded. 17.
Okay, fantastic. You get on top of the bush, and so you can move down. You've still got enough movement to do it. If you want to try again, but it will be the acrobatics check to move off a square off the top of the hedge.
I'd still like to attempt to jump to the next adjacent hedge.
Oh yeah.
or
Okay. Cool. Roll an
if I
acrobatics.
can. Right. Oh, that's pretty bad.
You're gonna fucking faceplant again, aren't you? Still not learning your lesson, you attempt to leap from the bushes. And you get tangled.
Oh god.
Amazing.
You tangle your feet in the vines once again, this time taking 5 points of falling damage. As insult is added to injury, you faceplant the ground once more and find yourself dangling from the bushes. But
Well,
And
Look
10
on
feet
the
closer.
bright. Look on the
Yeah.
bright side of things. None of us are around to see you flail around like an asshole.
That's true, yeah.
scream
Oh,
in
shit.
frustration.
Riley, you hear a scream coming from the north. Not sure what it is, but it curdles your blood. Your turn.
I'll move up to here.
And you see the source of the scream is Jack Slate dangling by his feet, face bleeding slightly into the ground below his head as he dangles from the top of the hedge.
Cool, don't know you. Good luck.
Brown knows that that was all.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
I'm
least
the
people
new
alive
guy.
at the end of this, the more browning he'll get.
I'll weigh my options and think that helping is he a superior officer? I don't think he is he?
He's
I'm,
another member. He's not a superior RHC to you. No.
I'm a war veteran, man. Just gonna leave a veteran.
Maybe morally
know-
superior.
Well, thinking about it, war veteran would be good to have a favor owed to me. All right, I'll go try and help him out. I'll move up. Let's see, I moved 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then I guess I'll use my standard action and move 6 paces again. Yeah, that's
Yep,
how it works.
yep.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4,
get up
5,
next to it.
6.
Yep.
But I can't assist him this round, right?
No.
That's fine.
Doesn't he still have a minor?
Which is
I
not.
It's not enough for a
It's
sheep,
not enough.
right?
No, it's a standard
No,
action.
it's a standard. Yeah.
Okay. Gilly 2 continues to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Moves up to the nearest bit of hedge that is burning. And he sort of looks back to Dimitri, sees the hole in the hedge that is closing up, and says, "Ah! Get out!" And the bushes slam out from behind you and attempt to grab you again, pulling you.
But that's not getting out. That's pulling him.
Well, they're pulling him out of the thing, but to do so, they have to pull him into themselves. So they hit you once again.
Jesus.
This is the worst. This is the worst.
You take
told
9
you.
points of damage and are restrained as the bushes try to pull you south. And he starts beating out the burning hedge. He seems pretty effective. Everywhere his staff touches, the flames sort of move away, and you see green burst out in a small starburst from that point, sort of healing it as it burns. And he leaps between the 2 hedges, sort of trying to put out this fire and return the labyrinth to normal. That's his turn. Orzov, your turn.
I guess I'll just try to unrestrain myself and get down onto land.
Okay.
I
Uh,
freed you and then walked away, so you should be good.
Am
Yeah,
I
yeah,
good?
you're on the wall. You're fine.
Oh, sweet.
W or YW.
I'll
How
just
tall is the stone wall, by the way?
The stone wall's
6
6 foot.
6. I'm just gonna ask Uranus if he's okay. While I just come and help Morsha, who seems to be struggling with something,
Okay.
or struggling to help someone that's struggling.
Okay. So that is
Holy
Orzov.
shit.
Morsha, are you going to blast another head?
Is it the same side or is it the other side grabbing Dimitri this time?
Kind of both, but also neither. It doesn't, like, it's the ground and the bushes around. I'll let you, whichever one you hit is the one you do it, because it's just the same as taking the action to help him break it.
Well, I'm thinking of blasting the hedge on my side so he can just climb up the wall to where I am.
Give it a shot.
it'd
It'll still be the
probably
blast to
both.
break the restraint.
Okay, yes, I'll do that.
There's
first.
only one source of restraint, not 2.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll hit it with the winters.
Okay, you do so. You shred the bush again, and Dimitri, you feel yourself freed momentarily, and
as a minor action, do I need my spirit out to do this? No. Have another heal, Dimitri.
Thank you.
Now quickly, up here.
I will do my best.
okay, Uranus, are you heading inside?
No.
Okay.
Not without my meat shield or Zav involved.
All right. So what are you doing for your
So-
turn then?
I'm gonna hop up on this wall here. Can I see the ghillie or
Gilly do? Yeah, you can see him. He's atop of the bushes, just bouncing around, putting out fire where he can.
All right, so I'll kind of yell at him like, "We're not the ones who caused this fire. We're after the person who is."
Shouts back, "Strong words, but I don't see you putting it out!"
All right, can I use prestidigitation to try and help him put out the fire? It's not listed as one of the things, but it says I can create a small item. Can the small item be like a bucket of water?
I think it's like fist size, isn't it?
It says
Couple
small
size.
item.
How about a symbol of water?
I'll let you token put out some fire. It's not going to do enough to like stop the spread, but you can do an Arcana check to see if he likes your effort. There we go. See how good. All right, so you start putting out a few little pieces. Maybe put out some that are close to him, little bits that he misses, and he sort of calls back, "Much appreciated!" And you seems to have had a positive effect.
Okay. And then I don't know, do I have enough of an action left to like position myself to help Dimitri, or is it?
Not really. He's sort of through the bushes. You need to go through them yourself to help him from there.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm not ruining my robe.
All right. So Dimitri, your turn. You have a brief moment of respite. The bushes in front of you appear to be free to run through. It's just a small climb over the wall, and you should be scot-free.
Should is
All
the key
right.
word there.
Oh, so okay, I guess we'll try and climb over the wall.
Okay. You climb
Not
over
holding
the.
out high hopes at this point.
You leap forward. Now over the wall, you've got to clear a little bit of the bushes to get over the top of the wall. Just give me an athletics check, just a little
I'll
one.
give him inspiration.
All right.
Uh,
Roll
do we
twice.
have-
Pick the highest. Yeah, we put in a non-combat inspiration, same as the other one. So once per session, anyone can give out a non-combat 5th edition inspiration.
Just
Okay.
as a note.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure this has taken us almost half an hour to get through a fucking hedge maze.
I know, right?
You managed to clear it, get over the top of the wall. Just a few scratches down your back legs again as the bushes give one final fuck you. But you get through fine. You're on the other side.
I think I'm just
Hooray!
gonna lie down for a second and just pant and. Oh god.
I'll pat him.
It was an
I'll
ordeal.
pat him on the head. little patty pat.
All right, Jack Slate. You are hanging upside down, staring at Ryla's ball sack right now. You're about that height.
He's just taking
Yeah, I'm
his
just free
pants
ball.
off. He's just
Yep.
standing there.
I'll help you out of there, boy.
Please tell me, Arthur.
Doc's actually just undoing your clothes whilst you're hanging there unable. No. All right. So you're restrained. Are you gonna try and break yourself free?
Can I have inspiration for anyone? DC.
I think
for
everyone-
Space
I think-
is
I've
pretty
got,
okay.
I've got the last one.
Yeah, that is the last one to give out.
Can I not assist him?
amazing.
I think
You
I
can
still have
only
mine. You
use
said
it.
I didn't have to use it or something, or did it get used up?
You didn't have
thought
to use
you
one.
Did use it.
I mean, he gave it to me, but I didn't have to use it.
He announced that he was going to use it before the roll went out.
Yeah, and
If
then you rolled enough, and I said, "Don't worry about the second one," because it was like
Oh, okay.
you did
okay.
use it, but you didn't need to roll twice because the first one succeeded. If that makes sense. Just to save a
Are
roll.
you,
Yep.
are you
So
allowed to use the inspiration after the roll occurs?
no, but because there's no advantage button, him rolling the first dice, I just said, "Don't worry about the second because you've made it."
Yeah. Oh, it was just that if you saw a roll that had failed and you had the ability
Oh,
to
yeah, no, it's
use
not a
the
reroll. It's
inspiration
you call
afterwards.
first. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's totally gone. So,
So what you can do, Jack Slate, if you want
Get
Ryla to help you,
combatants.
you can delay your turn till after his, and Ryla can aid you in escaping, or you can try to escape now, and then he can aid you
I'm
for the
like-
next one, or try and make
Yeah,
you.
I'm literally. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm literally like right after you, so like if
Yeah.
you just want.
well, I mean, the way the economy works, it's all happening at the same time, essentially.
It's just
But,
you can try to break free, and then he can try to break you free.
Yeah,
It's better than an aid anyway.
I'll take the opportunity to attempt to break free.
Okay.
I'll use acrobatics to try and wiggle free.
Go for
Natural 1. Thank God for the advantage.
it.
And 10. That's not going to be.
You have no bonus?
None.
Okay, yep, you do not break free. So,
Oh.
Riley, you stand for a second. Oh, you do have a +8. There you go. You break free. You drop
Oh.
to the ground in front of Riley. And
All right.
are no longer restrained.
Thank Christ. And still not learning my lesson.
You're going to climb the next bush, aren't you? You're going to climb the next bush, aren't you? Alright,
First,
roll
you don't
me an
succeed.
athletics.
Well, it depends how you define success, I
Yeah.
guess.
That's enough.
I hope it
Alright,
is.
yes, that's enough. So that's enough to get on top. But if you want to move down the wall, roll me your acrobatics check. As you
Oh,
try to
God.
move off the top of the tree. This is the bit that gets you. Getting up the bushes, no sweat.
Oh, Jesus.
Can we get a
Nope.
3 for free? Oh, we sure can.
Alright, so you take another 4 points and smash your face, just as
He's
Orzov
fucking
did, into
bloodied.
the top of the fence. And
He's bloody.
you start bleeding profusely on the fence. And Riley, you've just watched him, as you've approached, rip himself from the vine, sort of steal himself for a second, and brute force his way up the top of the bushes, where you see him, whoof, and you hear the dripping of blood and a sigh from the other side of the bushes.
I'm burning this fucking hedge to the ground once we get there. I'm going to put in a diplomatic request with our representative at our government office to burn this hedge to the ground.
Oh, shit. Alright, Riley, your turn.
Oh, I hate these fucking bushes, man. I guess I'm gonna try and climb up.
Okay, athletics check.
Yeah, fucking athletics check. Cool, awesome. Oh,
You go to help your friend, but you don't. You fall backwards on your ass, and now the both of you are just ridiculous.
is there a mercy, like a mercy roll here? Can we just,
Do you just want to take 20?
yeah, can we just consider that we eventually get it done? That'd be cool.
Oh,
Take 10.
yeah, take 10.
Yes.
There's a thing in the rulebook.
Now-
Take 10.
That is a thing for a check that is simple pass-fail. However, you are constantly falling and hurting yourself. So if you're going to take 10...
Take 10 damage.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
No, so depending on what the others do this round, I might just say you guys struggle through it with maybe 1d6 more for you falling when you inevitably do on the other side of the fence.
But Riley's good at alphabetic.
Oh, that is true. Well, we'll see anyway. Gilly 2 continues putting out the hedges, this time not paying any heed now that, or to the rest of you now that Uranus appeared to be helping. But he does seem to be beating back the fire as he sort of bounces between these bushes here. However, the other side... Oh no, it's not been a new... Oh no, it has been a new round. The other side does grow. Okay. He also... Cool. Alright. Orzov, your turn.
I want to go inside.
Alright, you start heading inside by yourself. Whoop, you go inside.
Yep, I'll motion to Uranus to follow as well.
Alright, Morsha, your turn.
Well, who else is hurt? Don't know where Jack is. Don't know
Dimitri.
where Ryler is.
Speaking of which, am I restrained by the hedge again?
Oh yes, sorry, I'll check that out.
I'll jump down to follow Orzov.
Okay, you start heading inside. You've got the most of your group. The rest probably died in teleportation, who knows. Uranus, your turn.
I'll help Dimitri up. Like, I guess not removing prone, but just, being polite. And then
Yeah.
I'll follow Orzov in.
Okay. You do so. Dimitri, you're upright
I'm just,
and with
I'm
them.
just gonna amble on after them.
Okay, brushing yourself off from the little thorns and sticks that do cling on stubbornly, just as a final fuck you. You guys hit it. Now, Jack and Ryler. Ryler, just roll me a single acrobatics check, please.
Acrobatics?
Just a single acrobatics check, please.
My goodness.
You fall flat on your shit, taking 4 points of damage. But I consider that you guys will get over because between the two of you, you'll be able to get yourself free and there's no more bushes to
I
jump over.
fucking hope so.
This is just unreal.
So you guys get through the bushes finally, and you can see Gilly-Doo rushing to put out the fire when it seems the fire on the other side has sort of expanded so far. You just hear a cry of anguish from Gilly-Doo, and as you look over, as everyone's sort of heading inside, you guys are walking down around that part, you see him just evaporate into a pile of steam, and every single hedge in this whole area rapidly, like in an expanding shockwave from where he disappears, withers, dies, turns to dust, and flies away.
Are you shitting me?
I am not shitting you. This is
Oh, wow.
this. It's not like just as you happened, this is going to happen. It's the encounter's over and the fire burnt enough of his hit points away, because every bush that burns kills him, and when he dies, him and the bush can join. So it
Probably
was
deserved it.
the just sort of fast forwarding the end of the encounter now that everyone's within and no one's killing him.
I'd like to stand there with a really smoke look on my face, watching it burn, or turn to mist and despair and wither and die.
And be
Very,
absolutely
very
happy with it.
content. Yeah. Oh, I think we're at our break time as well.
His headset died. Oh, he's just having troubles with the headset. Okay, so let me go. You guys, you get into the first floor and you see the first set of staircase heading up. And as you do, you see...
Jack asked for a break there, Dan. I didn't know if you heard him.
we're... Oh, we're 5 minutes away from a break. Just chill, man. We have break. Never miss out. So the first set of stairs seems to be empty, but as you sort of get up the first landing, you see a few smears of people that appeared to wear the uniform of the Duchess's forces. They look like they stopped whoever was running up through here, probably Ezra Bay, and were unable to do so. Though you do see a bit of blood on one of their swords, where it looks like they may have landed a blow as well. And you sort of see this theme echoed throughout the next few stairs until you guys reach the third level of the tower. Sort of various signs of battle, bodies around, and they're all sort of bearing the marks of like they might have wounded someone. However, as Rebay came up here, it certainly was not without a fight. And as you guys reach the third floor, we'll go and take our break there now. So we'll come back in about 18 minutes at the top of the hour.
Suspense.
Ooh,
All right.
suspense.
Yeah, it was just that we'd finally trumped the hedge.
And I'll give you guys a short rest as well for the
I'm
traveling up the stairs. You guys get a short rest, so you can spend healing
gonna have
surges.
to ask you not to use that word because it's triggering me.
Yeah, it's
Well,
true.
I mean-
Pretty bad.
There were some walls involved, so
No. No.
Cecilia?
Where's,
I don't need you to mansplain it to me.
where's healing surge?
So on the main page of your sheet, there's a little up arrow underneath the wounds button, and you click that, it'll spend a surge and give you your healing surge value.
So you get to use them freely on a short rest, do you? Just like
Yep.
5e?
Yep.
And you can use as many as you like up to your limit?
Yep.
I can't believe how much trouble we had with that frickin' hedge.
Oh man.
I'm gonna mute as well now, so we can all lament the world and not piss off the viewers.
I had fun.
Hey, Zanel, yes, there is sound. We're just currently on break there, buddy. We're back in a couple of minutes. Sorry, I haven't got my pause screen back yet because I'm waiting on someone who isn't terrible garbage, Morja. Yes.
I don't know if
And we're... nope. There you go.
Hey,
Hey!
I stream.
Hey!
hey stream.
And we're
Hey,
back.
viewers.
Hey, viewers.
Hey
Alright,
myself.
so the group has just found their way to the third level of the tower and amongst what was the hedge maze. Yeah, I know. It's
After being
chill.
murdered by said Hedgemaze.
After being murdered by said hedge, yes. Now, you reach the top of the staircase. Let me just... There we go. Sorry, I was just having to tell off Orzov, who was berating me for the naming of the battle map. My goodness, the Hedge Maze Tower battle map. Why is it called that? Yeah, sorry, Yep. So, as you guys reach the top of the staircase, you hear voices coming from the room through the doorway there. You can see. Let me just reveal everywhere you see at the top of the staircase. You see basically just a landing and a large set of double doors. And from beyond, you can faintly hear what appears to be an argument. You hear a female voice. Azrabe, don't do anything you'll regret.
Do we recognize this as the
Roll me a perception check.
Because
All of us.
I
We
know
have
Ryler and
She
I
was out
ran
here.
into
Yeah.
She was gone.
Dimitri.
Nope.
Should I?
You
not
won't know it, so
roll?
don't roll. No, just
Yeah,
the
I was
people that
gonna
met her on the launch.
No, I can't remember. I don't think I did actually. I don't know.
Oh my good lord.
Well,
Go,
definitely,
go.
definitely, Morsha and Dimitri did meet her, and that is enough. You both recognize that voice. It is the Duchess herself, and you hear a voice speaking back, which you assume can only be Azrabe. Save your pleading breath for prayer. And you hear her. If you have come for the reason I suspect, you should pray with me as well. You are a murderer, Azrabe. Did I so displease the court that you needed to slaughter 100 men to reach me? And Azrabe responds, to forestall war, yes. Your people must not think we are the ally of a kingslayer. And worse, you hear him sort of, one who consorts with devils. Then you hear a third
Oh
voice.
shit.
Perhaps reason is a bit much to expect at this time, but can we talk about this? It sounds vaguely tiefling, the voice.
Biz, the cousin. I want to
shit.
burst him.
You want to burst him through the doorway?
Yep.
No, I'll follow him in.
I guess we'll go in.
Okay, 1 second.
I'd like to do a the
I
office.
think rather than
look at the
burst in, we actually just calmly walk in the door. Looking very purposeful.
I wanted to let Gandalf open the doors in.
Shadowfax!
Going to make sure that I'm smoking a cigarette after the ordeal with the huge maze.
So you burst in through the door, and I'll reveal what you see beyond.
Going to have PTSD from that hedge maze. For my life.
You see, as you come in, the Duchess herself sitting on a small platform underneath this large spyglass atop the tower. She appears to be laying on the ground hurt. She holds a hand on her stomach, which is blackened and bloody. There seems to be blood from her midriff. You see the bodies of slain wolves sort of fading away like dead fey creatures, as if they've been summoned and have now been killed. Sort of all around the room. You see a tiefling that you recognize from the description as Nathan Gier. He's sort of cowered on the far side of the chamber right now. He's covered. Azrabe, the strange person you saw outside, now completely unobscured and in the flesh. You see him walking around, though he is covered in scrapes, cuts, and is bleeding from numerous wounds. He looks somewhat less imposing than he did the first time. Well, the last two times you've seen him, which was killing shitloads of people and killing shitloads of people. He's sort of pacing across the floor talking to her. You open the doors. The Duchess sees you but says nothing, and Azrabe continues on with his spiel. And he says, he's sort of pointing his sword over at Gier at the moment as he paces back and forth. You are lucky your cursed flesh will not burn, tiefling, but I have other ways to make you suffer. And then he turns his head to the Duchess and says, prepare yourself, and you may die with some dignity.
So just to confirm my memory, we were told to neutralize the Duchess, dead or alive. It didn't matter. Is that correct?
Yeah. Hopefully alive, but if you had to, dead.
Mission accomplished.
Sounds like we have to.
She is the sister of the king, but she did betray him, so who knows?
We were.
Dimitri might look at the Eladrin and say, "Greetings. Thank you for subduing this person. We are with the RHC, and
You are under arrest.
No, we have been tasked to place this traitor under arrest. Will you allow us to do so?"
At the sound of your voice, Azrabe spins and faces the lot of you, which... Oh, hang on, they're on a different... Let me just delete them.
My goodness.
Sorry.
Who
Well,
burst through with our minds?
They disappear. Oh my god.
Also, out of character stuff, we were told, and I imagine my character got the briefing, that we just had to be responsible for dealing with the Duchess.
No, we
Just-
mentioned the tiefling as well, the secondary order.
Yeah, we were told about the tiefling, but the general idea was if they wanted it to be a non-military force that dealt with the Queen
Yeah.
for diplomatic reasons.
Yeah, I think Dimitri would definitely like to take her on alive if at all possible.
I would like to remind you that we're kind of dealing with some sort of crazy fucking Fey guy.
Dreadnought.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I
That's
mean,
why Dimitri was respectfully asking before doing anything, because he kind of realizes that this dude could wipe the floor with us, probably even as weakened state, and not even break a sweat. So
I'm
Yeah,
guessing we
he's,
should roll initiative.
He turns and he sort of looks over the six of you, and he seems to think for a minute, and then he says, "I am not here to harm the Duchess. I am here to take this man," and he points his sword/whip at Nathan Gier. Says, "I will let her freely into your possession if you let me and this tiefling out of this building."
the recovery of that person was a secondary goal of ours. However, I personally feel this is an acceptable offer. What say you all?
Well, specifically, we were told to ensure his safety. So, what do you intend to do with him?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd like to yell out, "What are your intentions?"
He looks back. "The intentions are not important. He comes with me and I do with him as I will."
May I ask what he has done to deserve your ire?
Says, "You may not." It's at this point that the Duchess sort of recognizes you all from the boat. You see a glimmer of almost hope in her face for a second. And she says, "You all, I met some of you before. You were on the boat when I unfortunately made the attempt on my brother's life. Please, let me explain." And then Azrabe sort of cracks his whip down in front of him and says, "Quiet! I am not in the mood to let my prisoners discuss with the negotiators." And she quietens down. He looks to you all and he says, "So, she goes with you now, and I take this," and he sort of looks back, "demon tiefling man, whatever you call him, with me. Or I kill her where she stands." And you can see that she is very, 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 very close to death.
To be honest, I am not really caring either way. It is up to you guys.
That's,
Yeah,
as I said, recovering him was a secondary goal, which was, if I recall, was more as a favor to the lady. It was not really our business's RHC. However,
already forgot
covering
the lady
Duchess
already.
alive definitely is.
Well, the Duchess alive is again. It was we were to neutralize her, not retrieve her alive. But
Still,
However-
a public trial where she can be held to account for her crimes is definitely preferable.
You
And,
hear
Ned-
the Duchess speak up as well. She says, "Azrabe Varal, you will not be out of here unharmed, no matter how hard you try. And then you hear the tiefling speak up, a bit shocked, but finding his voice. Wait a minute. Did you say Azrabe Viral? Are you kin to Kazvarina? And Azrabe turns, leaps over to where the tiefling cowers, and grabs him by the scruff of the neck. Says, "How do you know this name?" It seems like his attention is turned for a moment as him and the tiefling discuss. Do you want to just continue to listen what they say, or do you want to interject?
I think Dimitri will just start walking over to the Duchess with the magic handcuffs and just quietly start putting them on her.
All right.
Say it. You have to say it, Dave.
You are under arrest.
Yeah.
Try to remain silent, and I strongly recommend you exercise that right.
So as you arrest the Duchess, Azrabe pays very little attention as he is talking with the tiefling, Nathan Gier. Gier sort of sputters when he asks about the name. I met her. She was here months ago. She was on the arm of a Chrysaleri man in the company of my cousin. They took a tour of the mines. They left just a few days later. I think she was the one who crafted the portal ring. And then the Duchess sort of calls out to Azrabe, seemingly unwanting to go with you. She would rather get his attention back. She says, "Azrabe, I'm trying to tell you. I think Dana means to destroy both our nations. Please, don't give in to this. Don't kill me. Don't take him. Even the court ignored me when I talked to them."
Dimitri's going to, at this point, gag her.
Okay, you gag her as she says, "The court, Azrabe, the court ignored everything I had." And then the legend sort of...
the right to remain silent.
He turns, sees what's going on with you, arresting the Duchess, and then hefts Gier over his shoulder and bolts out a door. Here.
This is a mistake.
Should we go help the tiefling?
Yes, we should not let him go.
I'm gonna give chase.
Okay, roll initiative, please.
What?
He's going to murder the shit out of us if we do. Also, you forgot to advise her about her attorney.
There's no attorneys in Dana. You don't have the right to an attorney.
You have no rights. You're
Dimitri's basically Judge Dredd.
Also, imagine the brownie points that Ryla is going to get.
I'm just going to say, after that hedge mage, he is not in a good mood.
Fair enough.
Neither are we.
You are guilty until... Nope, that is it. You are just guilty.
Okay. So Azrabe...
And as he sees you, and I think as he sees you guys are planning to go after this guy, he's going to say, "What are you doing?"
I'm not, man. I'm sticking with you.
Azrabe moves out. Actually, no, this is going to be his movement to here. And then he's going to double move. So this is his first turn. He's going to move out the door up to the second floor. I'm just going to reveal the whole map now.
Okay.
There we go. So he moves on to the roof.
Huh.
Just there. Oh, weird. Hang on. Oh, no way. I'm an idiot. There we
You're not
go.
an idiot. You're just differently able.
Just Dan. He moves on to the roof. One.
So that door in the bottom right goes to the... Oh, that's like a raised section in the middle there or something?
That raised section is the inside bit, if that makes sense. It's just a TARDIS. No. So you guys, the top room is there to there. Like that's the top room.
There are
it is the fucking TARDIS.
There are elevations written on the map as well.
Yeah. Okay. So he's going to move out there and move to the edge of the wall where he plops down Nathan Gier and looks over the battlement. Well, actually, he's got enough speed to get to the edge too. Cool. So he does that. Vale, your turn.
There's also the prone and restrained effect still.
Yes.
All right. So where is he currently? Sorry.
Outside.
We saw him dash out of a door, but we
Yep.
wouldn't know much else.
And I'm sorry, which door was that?
Bottom right.
Bottom right? Okay. I guess I'm gonna give chase. Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me. That's about where I can make it for now. Can I see around that corner? It's like
You
barely?
can't see out there now.
Okay.
I mean, the doors will be swinging back closed anyway.
All right.
11, 12. Uranus yells, "Jump speed!"
Oh, I forgot I could dash. Shit. Oh well.
Kind of hop over the dais and out the door.
All
Oh
right.
shit! I just shot the map up. I used middle mouse to move the map, and now I can't get to it. Pretty sweet. Oh wait, there's a little edge. There we go. I got it. All right, I think that's right. And I'll say after Azrabe, as I get out here, I'll just kind of like not aggressive looking, but just ready to defend myself. I'll say an Eladrin, or Eladrin, whatever. That that it's
11.
we're not sure exactly what's going on here. If you could spare but a moment to explain things, we might be able to help each other.
He looks back and he says, "There is a lot you don't understand. That does not mean the same for me. The only thing you need to know right now is you will die if you try to stop me." And he cracks his whip and turns to face you.
All right, I will.
Oh Jesus! Please don't attack him.
This is not a good idea.
Is
Yeah.
there anything near the door? Like,
Like the roof is pretty much empty. There's two things in the top. I don't even know what they are, but I'm just going to consider they're like watering pots. There's otherwise completely empty on the roof.
Why don't I have spells? Is the door like? Can it be barred from this side or anything?
From the outside?
Yeah. Is there
So it's got
anything I
handles
could
you
use
can
to
sort of
block
like,
it or something?
tie up around with rope if you wanted to.
You could always try and shove a wedge in the bottom of
He's
it.
got a fire whip.
Is it? Can I like? Is there bars or something like I could shove my sword through to kind of bar it or?
Sure.
Okay,
Trying
I'll
to
do
stop
that.
your friends following you?
Yeah.
Okay. You shove in your sword, I'm guessing, so you don't have a sword anymore?
Yeah.
Okay. You slide it through. And
Right.
Ezra
And I'll
sort
just
of looks
kind
to
of-
you and he says, "What are you planning? You wish to die alone?"
No, I wish my friends to live, and I just kind of, like gesture that I'm letting him go, basically.
Alright, so sort of like, like, off you go.
Yeah, like
Securing
just
his
kind of-
escape.
Yeah, when you're offer someone to get in front of you, and when you're driving, that like here's the whole world just for you sort of gesture.
Alright,
It's my turn.
it's your turn. Okay, the Duchess continues to lie on the ground sore. Orzhov, what are you doing?
I'm gonna dash over, use both my actions to move to try to get as close to them as I can.
Okay. You should be able to move yourself.
There
Alright.
we go.
And you can freely sort of see that the door is now barred. You can give it a little shove and it's locked from the outside somehow. So you can definitely tell that from there. Morsha, your turn.
Wait,
I'll head over to Dimitri and give him a hand with the Duchess because I don't give a shit about the tiefling.
Okay.
Oh, you won't be able to make it up there unless you climb the wall.
That's right. You can step up.
Oh, I can dash and
Go around the
deal with
stairs.
that. I'm not taking any other
Yeah.
action.
Jack Slate.
Oh, I only say that because I counted out these squares.
But it's 10 feet high, so it doesn't matter.
And the hedge was 8 feet high. Look how that panned out for us.
The platform is not an encounter.
The tiles aren't trying to grab us.
Yeah. It's not these vines coming out to grab your feet as you try and jump off them. I dash to there, intent on moving towards the door to follow Uranus, and that's my turn.
Okay. And you can sort of, Orzhov will pass on to you that the door is locked from the outside.
No, door's open, just run for it.
I'm going to attempt to break it open when I get my next turn anyway, even if he does tell me that.
No worries. Dimitri, you continue to arrest, I'm assuming, the Duchess?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the ones running outside and at Ryler and say, "What are you all doing? You endanger primary mission. What? To appease pretty foreign lady? Want to smugly
Yes.
give a stupid puzzle?
I don't want our countries going to war.
Yeah, that was a diplomatic request.
I don't want our countries going to war.
Lovely." He's just gonna just swear and then go back to continuing to arrest the Duchess.
Uranus and Dimitri are gonna be pals.
Okay. Outside, Ezra, he looks to you. He looks that you locked the door. As you brush him away, he just sort of nods and sort of pushes his sword on over his shoulder where the flame deactivates, and he shoulders GM, steps up onto the lip of the wall, and with one final look back, leaps off the edge. And it is now
Aiding
Ryla's
the
turn.
enemy. I'm just gonna go around to the door and try and get it open.
Okay. Do you join the others? We're out of turn initiative now, so you guys can, between you all, break the door down. And
well, I'll just remove the sword on my turn.
Yeah. Okay, so you'll try and jiggle the door.
It's a nice
then.
sword.
And you pull out your longsword, and the door opens, and you guys see Uranus standing there, seemingly unharmed.
Uranus, what the hell happened?
He jumped off the roof.
With the tiefling?
Yes.
As a skateboard type thing?
Very good.
Why was the door locked?
Down.
For your safety.
Upon him saying that, I would like to confront him. It essentially give the gist of you just let an innocent person be taken prisoner to an unknown fate by a very obviously hostile force.
Who says he was innocent? Yes? It is just an assumption you are making.
He is not
Guilty
a
until
citizen.
proven
He is not our business.
Not our business. He aided the enemy. That guy slaughtered our troops too. I'm not going to let this go.
Yeah, my background is of a detective, finding people, trying to help victims, locate people, assist them.
Are you telling him this? Are you just saying that? My background is. Okay. So in the interest of in character, rather than reading out everyone's monologue, what are you saying to Uranus?
To the effect of, you just let an innocent person be taken prisoner to a fate unknown. Are you crazy?
How far is the jump?
4 stories of
feet,
tower. It is pretty high.
I mean, you're welcome to follow him off the roof if you care that much, but it's better him prisoner than all of us dead, and our mission failed.
Oh, I probably should have mentioned another out of character thing. very angrily, saying essentially words to that effect. You just let him be taken.
I think the anger was assumed.
Yeah.
Just for clarification.
Yeah.
I just go look over the hedge.
You have a look over and you don't see any sign of Azrabe below. But roll me a perception check, please.
To be honest, his cousin was a bitch, so this is just a punishment for the stupid fucking puzzle.
Yeah, Uranus is kind of in that boat. Fuck that lady. Ugh.
We gave your cousin the puzzle. He failed it, so he died. I'm sorry.
We came on official RHCP business to get the Duchess, her personal family problems, and nothing to do with us.
So
I mean, that's not why
as
Uranus
Orzhov
let him go, but
looks over the edge of the tower, you see that the Rysari forces have pretty much secured the rest of the island by this point. You see a small force making their way to the entrance of this tower, but you do also see Azrabe far off in the distance, making his way to where you knew the teleportation circle to be. He seems to be making a path to there. And you see him sort of ducking between the houses from your high vantage point before he goes out of sight into the entrance of the building that held the teleportation circle.
I asked Uranus, can you use a teleportation circle to like go to another teleportation circle? It's not the one that usually goes in between.
if you have the key, then yes.
If you know the rune sequence.
Well, I think it's a key in 4E.
Yeah. So with teleportation circles, they're not just bound to there. Yeah.
I'm more asking this in character as
And I'm just
2-1.
clarifying that yes, he's correct.
So that's what I asked Uranus.
Yep, and that's what I said.
Okay. Well, he's heading towards there. Shall we maybe head over to see if we could tell where he teleports to?
Is that something that you can do, Dan?
No,
No.
not unless you are a witness there.
All right, I'll
Yeah,
just
I mean-
I'll just kind of shake my head no. It's like it's not something that we'd be able to make it in time to accomplish.
I just go damn and just kick a stone somewhere.
Off the edge.
Yep, off the
As a man dies at the feet. No, okay, so you guys have a very short time until your forces arrive up the top. What are you going to do? Are you going to do anything in this tower whilst you're here before the rest of your forces arrive, or are you just going to light up a smoke? Job well done.
Let's
Brutalize the Duchess a little bit.
She is
spoils of
a
war.
brutalization
Pretty
from
much.
death.
I
She's
will.
already on death's door, and Dimitri's not going to allow any of that.
I'll look at this telescope. I don't know if it's magical or whatever, but
Can we? I would like to question the Duchess.
Okay.
She did mention some things that were quite interesting.
All right. So we'll start with Uranus. You're gonna have a look at this tower. There's a disc. This spyglass. There's a disc behind it with a large number of papers as well. Roll me an Arcana or a.
I'm gonna do Arcana.
Yeah, Arcana. That's probably
Here's
best
a
for you.
plus 10 in Arcana. I don't think he's going to do anything else.
Yeah, it's my highest skill by a lot. So.
So based on the papers that you read and this device that you're looking at, you learn that the Denorans were tracking an unusual interaction of magic and planetary movement. So this spyglass is basically just a giant telescope, but inscribed with a fair few magic runes that allow them to look at more than just the material plane, if it were. It's fairly common knowledge that the Skyseers and other civilizations long ago noted how the planets affect the major types of elemental magic. It appears they were trying to determine what magic is affected by much more distant stars, rather than just those in this one solar system.
Okay.
You do find a piece of paper that is written, it seems, by Nathan Gier, and he says, it could be coincidence, but the star we have been observing is a bright blue one, the same color as the sun on the witnessed world. And he has that sort of capitalized to the witnessed world. And you would notice, or you would remember, when you guys went to the marshland, that that bright blue sun was above
Mhm.
you. So that rings interesting to you. And there is a small glass case next to the papers, and in the glass case there is a dissected frog that looks to be one of the frogs from that same marsh planet.
Right. I'll collect all the stuff up for my report.
Cool. And as you collect the frog, you see that it is pinned in place by gold needles.
Oh, poor Froggy.
I think it might be dead.
Gold.
So,
Yeah, but still.
does
He
gold
deserves
have
a
any sort
funeral.
of magical
Gold
or
stops
spiritual?
teleportation, if you recall.
Oh,
Yeah, it's got the
Yes, that's
teleportation
true.
block. Yeah.
that's what I was just gonna ask.
Yes.
If there is an unbroken ring that prevents you from teleporting through that entrance,
That what? I'm sorry.
it prevents you from teleporting through that entrance. So if there was an open doorway that had an inline of gold that was an unbroken, well, rectangle for a door, that would prevent you from teleporting through the doorway, but wouldn't
Ah,
stop
neat.
you teleporting through the wall.
Okay.
All right. Now, so that's you looking through the papers. Dimitri, you're guarding the Duchess, making sure that Morsha can't beat her up.
Pretty much, I think he's going to make sure the gag stays in there for now. And
Okay.
just say, do not listen to her lies. It is for the courts to decide what is true.
So that was Orzov as well, wanting to question her. So you try to stop them, or make sure that they can't question her.
I think so. I think
Okay.
he's here. Which will be interesting to see how this plays out.
Okay. Jack Slate, what are you doing? at the
Can
moment?
I
Oh.
say something? Like, is it clear that they're gonna come into conflict?
Probably. I mean, it's up to.
All right, I'll
up
say to
Orzhov.
Dimitri that it. I'll say to Dimitri that it won't do any harm for her to speak to us.
All right. I'll be watching though.
Okay, so you allow the gag to be taken out. In which case, we'll come back to Orzhov. Orzhov, what did you want to say or ask to her? Or ask her?
To expand on what she was saying to the Elgin guy, something about his sister.
So that was the Tiefling and the Eladrin that were talking about the sister.
Yeah,
The Duchess says, "I do not have any information to give you about the Eladrin sister. It is not something I knew of. You would have had to talk to the man you just let be taken from here."
well, what about the Eladrin himself? You seem to be friendly.
She laughs. Yes, friendly, and she sort of gestures to the gaping wound in her front that is still freely bleeding. She says, "Does this look like the work of friends?"
As friendly as you were to your brother.
Ooh!
Ooh,
burn!
burn!
Holy shit.
I hope that doesn't do a point of damage and kills her.
Oh dear.
The morale damage, 1d6 psychic.
I don't think they have. They don't have. What is that? Fuck! I can't remember the spell that I use the shit out of. Cutting word or whatever.
cutting
Yeah.
word.
Cutting words.
She says, "Now, let me just go back 40 pages."
Also, isn't there something that is actually basically cutting words? Like, you encountered it like in your first session. There was some guy who did like a jig on the spot.
Oh yeah, he made me
Oh.
dance and shit.
Yeah, that was a specific
Insulted
person
you.
stuff. Yeah.
All right.
I don't want actually cause her damage to the burn. I'm happy just with the sick burn.
The
That
Duchess.
was a pretty sick fucking burn, by the way.
The Duchess says, "I had to attack him. My brother would not listen to me. He would not pay attention to the vision I had."
I'm a Sky Seer, and I would like to listen to you.
She says, "All right. Well, I saw a vision that had to do with the peace plans the king had between Ryza and Daenor. And, well, the vision was a globe spinning on its axis, and a steel ship setting off to war on a sail of shadows. The world passed into night, and blackness gripped all of Ryza as all the stars fell from the sky one by one. The king, his eyes as he looked to me, turned a soulless white, and he moved as if he was a puppet, his strings pulled by a man who has already died 1,000 times. He says, it spoke to me as just a negative portent, basically. It felt wrong. It just felt really bad. And I talked to a sky seer, and they helped me discern the meaning. And together we felt peace with Daenor would only lead to the ruin of Ryza.
I'm speechless.
That is a pretty harrowing vision. If you envision it in your minds, that's pretty brutal.
The
How do we know
ruin
it
of
wasn't
Ryza
implanted?
doesn't mean the death of its people. It might just mean a shift in culture.
Sounds like you saw the end, which is inevitable that Heideskatal told us of. You threatened the peace to prolong the inevitable.
She looks to you and she says, not all of us welcome the end as openly as your kind. We do
It is
all
not
in our power to
welcoming.
avoid it.
It is accepting what must come to pass, whether that brings us joy or sorrow. What matters is how we live and how we face the oncoming end.
By this point, she seems to very obviously lose interest in any more discussion. And she sort of says, if you have nothing else to ask, please, I wish just to face my trial.
Why are you involving the Fae? Why are the Fae involved?
She just smiles. It is not simply the Fae. The unseen court stretches longer than any of you can imagine. And then she sort of closes her eyes and indicates everything's done.
Alright, I'll give her a healer's mercy too, just to make sure she doesn't bleed out on us.
All right. She has 1 hit point left, so she's not going to die.
She can,
Yeah.
she can spend a healing surge, so she's,
She
just
has
a
none
small
left,
mercy.
unfortunately. But she's not dead. She's stable. She's like just exhausted, I guess, is the idea. So by this point, your forces have arrived at the top of the tower. You see various troops come in and congratulate you on stopping the Duchess and apprehending her without resulting in her death. The military have, over the next few hours, you see the military have rounded up the Duchess's forces, those that survive, and put them in the prison in the fortress and in the brig that you had discovered, the Dodorans. And a short while later, loads the remainder of the people onto some large ships in order to depart back to Ryza and face their trials for betrayal.
Before we leave, I mentioned that there's that crazy old dude in the cave that we should probably let know that everything's safe now and not leave on this shitty island.
Oh yeah. I almost forgot about him.
We did say that we're going to tell him once it was safe.
Yep.
This is true.
Uranus keeps his word.
So do you just want to send a messenger?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's send that running guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't he offer the other stones if once things were safe as well?
Ooh,
Yes.
That was the deal.
Your buddy Uranus is trying to hook you guys up, geez.
So you send a messenger, and as you wait for the messenger to deliver its message and potentially return, all of the ships of the Ryza Navy eventually leave until it is just the RNS Impossible which remains behind. After some time, a steam-powered Denoran warship makes its way into the harbour. Its name emblazoned on the side is the Lux Profectus. I'll put in here.
Oh, I so want to scuttle that ship.
No,
Per-
scuttling.
The perfect ship or perfect light or something? I don't know.
It is a little smaller and seems like it would be a bit slower than the Coal Tongue that you first went on, but it looks a lot sturdier than the Coal Tongue, which is the ship that sunk in the first chapter. But it coasts into the Axis Fortress Harbour, and you see, with a number of Denoran forces, Laia Gier disembark. She's flanked by a pair of unusual bodyguards. One of them is a half-elf, who, clutched in his hand, you see just a pair of platinum rods, for some reason. And the second is a hulking half-orc, with thick plate armor and an object in his hand that's thickly wrapped, like an overly long walking staff, but twice as thick as at the top where he holds it, and he has layers of white cashmere which conceal the end of this object he holds. Laia and her forces move up to greet you all. The messenger is still not returned at this point.
What are we gonna tell her about her cousin?
Arena steps forward.
Yeah, if you can figure it out.
When she sees you all, she smiles and she says, "So, is it safe for me to take back my country's island?"
Well, there is a strange construct wandering the island, but other than that, yes.
She nods. "We will take care of it. Now you've dealt with the primary forces. Now, what of my cousin? He is safe, yes?"
He is currently alive, safe.
She smiles. "I'm pleased to hear it. Please take me to him."
That is a feat that is not possible at this time.
Her smile sort of breaks at the edges. "I'm sorry. Can you elaborate, please?"
He was taken by an
Azrael.
Eladrin named Azrabe.
Her smile turns unmistakably to a frown. Says, "So he is not recovered?"
No.
She seems to take a deep breath. The two bodyguards stare at each other. The little half-elf smirks a bit. The orc just is silent, turns back, and she says, "Well, that is less than ideal. But that is not the most pressing issue of the day." And she sort of composes herself. She says, "Now, we must go through a few formalities. Please, I have some documents." And she pulls out a pair of matching documents, which are minor treaties that plainly state that Ryza condemns the Duchess's attack on the island and will not press a claim to it on account of this particular military event. And she says, "I've been informed that you are empowered to sign on behalf of Ryza these statements."
Can
And
I read
that's
the
all
fine
they
print?
say. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's very plain. You read them over. There doesn't appear to be any sort of fine print that says anything else, nor would any such thing hold up. Anyway, this is just a formal declaration that the Duchess was not acting under Ryza, and Ryza is not claiming this island as their own. It's this island is Denor, and the Duchess was not directed to attack it.
Aranus will sign unless anyone stops him.
Can I visit every so often?
Before you do, I didn't get the opportunity because of the questioning and interrogation that occurred in the tower. After Jaxley had learned that our target of interest had been absconded with, there was a sulking, retreating to the table, a considerable amount of drinking from a hip flask, basically general dour demeanor. So when we offered these papers, without even reading them, I would take them, sign them, and hand them back.
All right.
I thought for a second you were going to formally request that as part of the agreement, there would be a clause stating that the hedge maze was completely.
Yeah, and no hedges shall be built upon this tower ever again.
Don't
So, yeah.
worry, I got the satisfaction of seeing it wither and die.
All right.
So is
so-
it something that we
Well,
that
tonight.
we all sign and like pass it
Yeah.
around, or is
So
it just,
all of
okay.
you can sign it. You're all RHC people, and she would prefer that more than one person were to sign it. So you sort of pass it around, and everyone
Sure.
is willing to sign it. And
I forged my signature.
as soon as it's done, you can tell that she is genuinely thankful, and she does say to you, "You have helped avert a potentially major crisis. And even though there's bad news in regards to my cousin, this does make today a success in any measurement." And she does say, however, I do wish you to leave soon, because not all of my people are as fond or as tolerant of Ryza as you'll find I am.
What was the captain guy Denoran?
The dude you saved from the brig?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or no, the one in the mine.
You assume so. He was on the island before it was attacked, so he probably would be, yes.
How is the captain do?
You don't know. You haven't got the messenger back.
Can we
Yeah.
ask her about him?
She says, "I'm not familiar with his name. I have not been stationed on this island. I'm sorry."
It's the last piece of business we have here. I promised that we'd let him know when it was safe.
She sort of
Just
looks
making-
and says, "It does not sound terribly important. Please, I would encourage you to leave soon. There's nothing I want to get in the way of the relationship budding between Ryza and Denoran. Not when the wedding will be planned in the next 12 months. It is a careful time." And it's at this point you find out that she is planning to marry King Aedan at the end of these peace negotiations.
I go, ooh. Ooh.
She looks to you and sort of raises an eyebrow. It is not a romantic notion. It is merely a strengthening of ties between two nations.
Woo!
What is she? She's just a military something or other, or what is
She's
she?
the tiefling that gave us the silly puzzle.
She's just a bitch.
Well, I mean,
Right,
she's
so-
she is
she's
a
a
important
tiefling.
person.
She's a tiefling.
Let me just find her title again for you.
She's
Didn't
she's
think she
marrying.
was.
She's punching way above her belt.
She is the sovereign. Oh, sorry, she's the niece of the sovereign of Daenor, and she is the minister
okay.
of outsiders of Daenor.
All right.
But
So
I mean,
she's-
she's a tiefling.
Yes,
Oh, okay. I don't know if that was mentioned.
the sovereign of Daenor is also a tiefling.
Oh,
It was. Her
Just,
picture had horns in it when you guys first met her, so if no one pulled tiefling out of that.
You did
Uh,
say she was a
She was
tiefling.
actually a half minotaur with benefits.
Of course.
I think that part where that image came up wasn't included in the stream, so I actually haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll reshare it.
Oh, yeah.
But it's at this point. That you guys are politely shepherded off the island. If you do want to stay, you could be risking diplomatic incident. It is up to you whether you want to push this crisis any further.
I asked, can we stay on our ship till the
Yeah, I
messenger
mean-
arrives back?
She says,
Yeah, we are waiting on one
His
more.
messenger is part of our forces, right?
She
Yeah.
says, perhaps a riser ship in the harbour is not going to be a welcome sight when the rest of the navy arrives. But
Can we borrow your ship?
I think
If-
I think we should get the hint, guys. We're not getting
So
your
we're just
fancy
gonna-
gems unless we're gonna stir up major shit that's not worth it.
So we're just
we
gonna
just
kind of leave one of our people on this island because she's unhappy about us being here. It seems pretty fucked up.
she ensures that if your man does show back up, she will have him safely escorted back to Riser on the soonest ship.
If you're reading behind the line, she's probably still a little bit miffed that we didn't recover her bro. So hence why we're getting the cold shoulder slightly.
I've never
Imagine
heard a
you,
look at
uh,
Dimitris for that.
There is
It was an acceptable
So
sacrifice.
I'm going to chuck in a vote. Just going to do now, the first thing I put is a tick, the second thing I put is a cross, just so I don't have to keep writing tick cross. 3 or 2 votes. Oh no, that is actually a one person left. All right. So with that, some of you begrudgingly board the impossible and begin your sail back to Riser. It's at this point that everyone levels up to level 2. Woohoo! The mission is
Yay!
accomplished, and you've started your sail back to Riser. I guess we'll end there. It's a nice round end. You've ended the first adventure of this adventure path, which is pretty cool. And I'm just going to run through the little conclusion piece for you, if you like.
Just a moment before, since it's on topic and RP related. After the sulking, Jack Slate signed said contracts, immediately left to whatever vessel it was that we were going to take to leave, so I didn't hear any of the conversation.
Just in the interest of not interrupting all of the voice stuff, do you want to do the little RP things like that? If you hold shift and control and type it into chat, it'll come up as an RP bar. So if there's anything in the background that you want for flavor and things like that, just have them in there so we can sort of keep everything going on, so it's not like 5 people listening to everyone's one little bit.
Oh, that's why I stayed silent until...
Yeah. If you chuck it in like blah, 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 and press enter, or control shift, it'll have your name without...
Oh, so type, hit control shift enter to send it as an emote.
Yep.
Okay.
If you do that and your name, it'll go Spite eats a poop. Or Easter poop, as I've... Easter poop is the word. But yeah, so that means we can still have that going. That comes up on the stream so everyone can see there.
All right.
And it stops the... or rather, it allows the overarching stuff to continue on. Also, like minor conversations between people, it's good to do there as well. If you just press enter, come up as a speech bubble. So it keeps things less broken up, and we can sort of have everything going on over the top, and it sort of allows it to go a bit faster. But so at the end of that, with the conclusion, you guys have now finished the first adventure. You have a clear sense, hopefully by this point. If you don't, I'll have a small write-up for this to give out to you guys afterwards. But you should have a clear or a burgeoning sense of the relationships between Riser, Dana, and you've heard mention now once or twice the Unseen Court. You've met several important figures such as King Aedan and Laia Gier, heard about their budding relationship and their proposal of marriage as part of the peace deal between Riser and Dana. And you should have a fair idea that something is up on Axis Island, and that Danor has a lot more involved, or a lot more interest there than you would expect for a small, otherwise insignificant island. But you don't quite have an idea exactly what that is yet. But by finding yourself in the right place at the right time, or the wrong place at the wrong time, depending on your point of reference, you've had a chance to shape the fate of your nation and its future. And that is the end of the island at the axis of the world. It's the first adventure.
Did it.
Congratulations! So there'll be a few months will go by, so you guys will have some downtime. While you do your leveling up, I'm going to leave the server up for you now. There you go. Someone in chat also said if you /E before you type, it'll do the emote as well, which is handy if you forget the control and shift. So I'll leave it up for leveling. I'll give you guys a stipend for your wages for this time, and you can be expected to have a chance to shop at your leisure in the time between now and the next adventure. So I'll get that shared out very shortly. But other than that, everyone's got the character builders, so everyone can level themselves up.
Yeah, I'm a dumbass. I don't install it because I thought we were done with it for some fucking reason.
That's alright. If you want to reinstall it, I have your D&D 4e file, I think. Did you send it to me? You might not have.
I think I built it in Fantasy Grounds one day.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can do it either way. Character builder is just the easiest. And that's it.
Sweet.
I mean,
Thank you.
For this first level up, it's nothing too complicated anyway, is it?
You just
You
get like a
gain
utility
that power
power or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, just your
Defeat.
utility 2, and do you get your
And
first
a
feat
fee,
there?
yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So that's it. Like I said,
Doesn't
I'll leave the
change.
server. Goodbye, stream. I don't think you particularly want to watch everyone level up, so
stream.
we'll end it here. And then we'll see you guys next week. There may not be another session next week, but I will keep you informed. We possibly are moving house, so depending on internet, we'll see about that. But yeah, all right. I'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye, stream.
Bye bye, Paraxim.
Goodbye.